Hey guys, Mark here. Well, we're here today at Three Cross Motorcycles in the south of England, testing the all-new, awesome Triumph Rocket 3. Stay tuned, I'll let you know what I think about it. Hey guys, well, welcome to a very exciting review for you today on the all-new, awesome Triumph Rocket 3. This is kindly loaned to me by the guys at Three Cross Motorcycles here in the south of England. Got a beautiful, rather cold but bright winter's day here in the south of England. So, just going to run through the specs on this bike for you guys. This is the R model, and it's coming in at £19,500. You can also get the GT model, more of that in a minute, that comes in at £20,200. Okay, massive numbers on this bike now. Are you ready for this? This bike has a colossal, a huge 2,458cc triple 3-cylinder engine with a monstrous amount of grunt. 165 bhp at a very low 6,000 rpm. And the real star of the show is the torque figure on this bike. 221 newton meters of torque at 4,000 revs. Yes, you read that right. Heard that right, sorry. 221 newton meters of torque at 4,000 revs. Enough pull to pull your arms out of their sockets. It's absolutely incredible to ride. So we have a 240 section rear tyre and a 150 on the front. So the front tyres bigger than most bikes' rear tyres. We have fully adjustable Showa suspension, rebound preloaded compression. Sorry, it's all a bit mucky today. The roads are rather wet here in the UK. Non-electronic suspension. Brembo brakes. These are M4.3 Brembos, which are about the best in the business. So this bike comes with a nice low seat height, 773mm seat height, bit lower on the GT model. 750mm on the GT. Now, weight-wise, again, it's a big number, 291 kilos for the R and 294 kilos for the GT. But the weight of this bike is so low, it really is quite manageable. Not too bad at all. 18-litre fuel tank, so it's pretty good. Average consumption on this, I guess, is about 40 miles per gallon. 10,000 mile service intervals, so pretty good in that respect. Now the R version, which is what this is, comes in red or black, and the GT comes in black or a grey silver. Now this bike has the highest torque value of any production motorcycle ever produced in the world. So this is something special, this. It really is. I mean, hats off to Triumph for making such an amazing motorcycle. We've got LED lights on the front, pretty much standard these days. Footrests do adjust a bit on this one, being the R, and on the GT model, they're right forwards here, so fully forward on the GT model, which is nice. The GT model comes with extras such as a fly screen, heated grips, and the handlebars are raked right back for a more relaxed touring position. So comparing this to previous Rockets, this is 40 kilos lighter than the previous model. So this thing really handles superbly round the bends. It's quite a revelation to ride this. Top speed is limited electronically to 138 miles an hour. Well, I'm sure you'll agree that's pretty much pretty fast enough. So anyway, I think it's about time we take this beast for a ride. What do you say? Right then guys, let's do this. If ever there was a bike which I was excited to ride, this is it. Well, anyway, let's fire this TFT screen up. Let you have a look at this. Good afternoon, demo rider. Wow. So a lovely TFT screen here with loads of information. Wow. Goodness me. When you fire it up, it just sort of shakes to one side a little bit, and straight away you can tell this is a monstrous engine with huge pistons going up and down. So I'll just before we set off, see if you can just see all this, all TFT. The rev count is TFT, average miles per gallon, range, 10 degrees, fuel gauge, all the usual sort of good stuff. We've got cruise control, heated grips are on the GT model, not on this one. I do love the way that they have routed all the wires inside the handlebars for a very clean look. So anyway, enough of the talking, let's take this for a ride, shall we? It's a really nice hydraulic clutch on this. Very, very smooth actually, with a nice early take. I like that. Oh wow. So I kind of suppose you'd put this in the sort of a street fighter category of bike. Just take it a bit steady, these roads are very, very slippery. So the first thing you notice, I mean obviously the engine is the dominating thing on this bike. It's just got masses of power and grunt right off the red line. So I mean we're at sort of 2,000 revs now, and I'm opening it up and it just flies without even touching the throttle, and we're only doing sort of 2,000 and 3,000 revs. So I won't be going too fast guys, because there's no screen or anything here. I want you to be able to hear me on the old microphone. But straight away, I mean I've been on this for about half an hour already and I'm in love. So yeah, very, very light clutch. You'd think that this bike would be kind of a bit of a beast to ride, heavy clutch, etc., but it's not. It couldn't be easier and nicer to ride. It doesn't feel at all heavy like its 292 kilos weight would lead you to believe. And they've really got the handling sorted on this. You know, it cuts around the bends like a bike 100 kilos lighter, to be honest. So weight wise, and the way they got the handling sorted is spot on. Really good job, Triumph. So let's just run through the bike in the usual way. First off, these mirrors, these bar end mirrors, super clear optics mirrors, really, really clear. Lovely job on the mirrors there. No vibrations, super clear, really, really nice. So just while we're going through these roadworks, just try the old 30 mile an hour fueling out, shall we? Third gear at the moment, 2,000 revs. And it is absolutely smooth. There's no hunting, there's no nasty surging in the fueling. So if you're doing 30 mile an hour through town, there's no kind of backlash or anything from the shaft drive. Really smooth. And the thing that hits you with this bike is it's just got an air of exceptional quality. You know, the way it feels is completely solid, superbly built, which you would expect for a bike of this sort of money. So obviously no wind protection on this. You get a little fly screen on the GT model, but you know, this is a power cruiser really. You you know, you're going to use it to blast around the place and cruise on. I'm doing 60 now, and the wind's hitting me in the chest, but it's not bad at all. I'm just leaning against the wind. It's fine, absolutely fine. So 5th gear at the moment, just over 2,000 revs. Just try at this bend. Yeah, you've got to get it to go around the bends, you have to kind of move your body a bit, you know, but it really doesn't feel like 290 odd kilos. What a superb job. Now this road, I can tell you, it's very bumpy, and the suspension does feel firm on it, not in a bad way, in a sort of a sporty way really, and it's a little bit choppy over the bump, shall we say, but nothing to worry about. It's just like a sort of a semi-firm sports bike suspension would feel. The bars are very wide, like an adventure bike really. It's kind of an interesting position on this. You're leaning forward, sort of hunched round the tank, if you will. The seat is very comfy and padded, but the seat holds you in a very set position. Not a lot of movement in the seat, forwards and backwards, but I'm not a big guy at all, and it fits me a treat. So I'm just leaning my body around the bends there a bit to help it around. It's really good. So we'll just try a brake test. So we're doing 60 miles an hour. Full on the brakes on the old Brembos. Wow! Absolutely incredible. 2nd gear now. Give it some power. Wow! God almighty! It just launches forward without even having to have any revs at all. I've never experienced that, ever. That's quite something else, that sheer firing you down the road like a cannon without having to rev a bike. So a 2nd gear now. 3rd. Whoa! Blimey! Obviously we've got traction control on this. ABS is standard, lean sensitive ABS. Wow. Yeah, it's got so much power at so little revs. I think that's the impressive thing for me. Now, you're fully aware that it is a big engine. You know, it's bigger than most family cars, but it's so smooth, but it has got that little tiny hint of Triumph kind of sort of throb vibe to it, if you like, which just gives it character. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just that, you know, the engine's sort of alive. But wow, that is unbelievable. I mean, if you had one of these, all you'd want to do is just accelerate the whole time. It's just go, go, go. It's got the acceleration of a top-end superbike without having to rev it. Quite unbelievable. So yeah, let's go back to the riding position. Is slightly aggressive, big wide bar sort of wrapped around the tank. Very different to anything else I've ridden before. And on this bike, the foot pegs do feel quite forward compared to any other bike I've ridden, but on the GT they're right forwards. So yeah, there's loads of leg position on this, loads of leg room, sorry. It's a ride-by-wire throttle on this, so no cables as such. Just watch it around this bend. This is a horrible bend, this one. So, and then the throttle response. We're in sport mode at the moment, and it's very instantaneous. Wow. Yeah. I don't think I've ever gone with so much power with so little revs. So you've got nice cruise control on this as well. So let's just slow this down. Let's enjoy the Dorset countryside. Just see what this bike's like as a cruiser. And this is absolutely beautiful. I'm doing 60 mile an hour, 2,000 revs. The engine is purring along. There's been a bit of I did read about people were talking about the noise of this bike. Yes, it's quiet, but it just purrs. To me, it makes a beautiful triple growl. It's not overly loud, but when you open it up, it does make a bit of a growl. Obviously, if you want more noise, I'm sure there'll be aftermarket exhausts for it, but I like this as it is, to be honest. I'm not a fan of really loud bikes. This is just nice for cruising on. So let's try some all-important roll-ons, shall we? We're in 4th gear now. Let's slow this down to 30, shall we say? See if there's any snatchiness in the old shaft drive. That's fine. Just 1500 revs, wide open throttle. Wow, 50, 60. Oh, and it just keeps going. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a fast bike. It's not S1000 RR fast, but it really does shift. So let's just try those brakes out again, those Brembos. Here we go, 60 mile an hour, full brakes, front and rear. Wow. Stunning. 2nd gear now. Yeah, that really does fly. Yeah, as I say, it's an interesting position. I mean, you'd very quickly get used to this position, leaning forward slightly, sort of wrap around the tank, your knees are into the tank. It's got a lovely, comfy seat. I like the leg position, which feels slightly forward, but plenty of room. I think if it was me getting one of these, just mind this roundabout, it's soaking wet. I don't want to drop this at £20,000. If this was mine, I think I'd go for the GT model, because I do like touring as well as sports bikes, as you all know. And I think for this style of bike with this lazy big engine, I think I'd like the sort of laid back kind of cruisery, more raked back position. I think I would prefer, but this is still fine. This is great fun. Wow. Yeah, it's a very naughty bike. You just want to open it up and feel that sheer thrust. So the red line's at 6,500 revs, but to be honest, I think you'd spend most of the time around sort of between 2 and 4 on this. It's just got so much grunt, and it's probably one of the most relaxing bikes I think I've ever ridden at 60 miles an hour. We're doing 2,000 RPM right now. The engine's barely working. So we'll try some top gear acceleration now. Slow it down. So 40 mile an hour, just over 1,000 revs, wide open throttle, 40, 50, 60, and it goes on and on. Wow. Yeah, so as I said, non-electronic suspension on this, but it is really nicely damped. So all the roads in Britain are pretty rough, to be honest, and the ride is a nice quality ride. It really feels exceptionally well built, this bike. You know, it just kind of oozes quality. Obviously the one that springs to mind competitor to this is the Ducati Diavel. I think they're all about the same price, but this is just so smooth. It's lovely. And you know, that 40 kilo weight loss over the previous model, it really allows it to flick and attack, and so this is kind of like a lovely cruiser for straight line, plus it goes around the corners really well. So vibration wise, pretty much nothing through the foot pegs as I can feel, and there's just the tiniest little tiny buzz through the bars, which really just gives it character. It's fine, absolutely 100% fine with that. So yeah, all in all guys, a great bike, absolutely brilliant. It's probably going to win bike of the year, isn't it? I would have thought. I did talk to the dealer when I picked this up, and he said there's a 3-month waiting list. So if you ordered one now in January, you get it in April, and it's going to be a 3-month waiting list pretty much every sort of time they sell one. So whenever you buy one, you've got 3 months to wait, I'm afraid, is what he told me. So I think, and he said they've already taken orders of about 15 already. There is an optional quick shifter as well, I believe, on this. Wow! Yeah, you definitely would not want any more power or torque ever. I mean, I've ridden some torquey bikes in my life. I've owned Hayabusas and a ZZR 1400. This is like way more than those by a huge amount. What an entertaining bike to ride. It's just ridiculously effortless to get up to speed, and that's a nice thing. It makes for a really relaxing ride, you know. I could ride this all day. It's just such a nice place to be, just cruising along. You can't help that little devil, that little hooligan every now and again come out and twist that throttle open. Whoa. I'm glad it's got a really wide back tyre. Yeah, that is superb bit of kit. And the gearbox is super slick and precise as well, guys. So all good. Matched with a lovely clutch. All good. Right, I think we'll wrap it up. See how she goes into neutral, nice and easy. So I don't know if you can hear it. It's, my word, 2.5 litre engine. Yeah, so all in all, guys, fantastic. I'll just show you that TFT again. So this is obviously a near on 300 kilo motorbike. I'm 5'7" tall, and when you sit on it, it doesn't feel heavy at all to flick from side to side. They've obviously got the weight right down low, and this has got quite a low seat height. I think it's 770mm, and my feet are flat to the floor with my knees slightly bent. So size wise, you know, it's fine even for shorter riders. Alright, let's just see what she's like to lift off the side stand. Just simulate pushing around in your garage. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a heavy old beast to push when we're down a bit of a hill here, but yeah, that's not too bad at all, really. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll give you a little final walk around her. Oh, I've made it really dirty. Beautiful castings on the old shaft drive there. But look at that engine. What a work of art. So guys, what are your thoughts on this monster? Is it kind of your taste? Too big an engine? Or do you like this sort of thing? Have you put an order in for one? If you have, lucky you. Wow, what a bike. Anyway guys, well, hope you enjoyed that review as much as I did. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That does help a lot. Please share this video onto your social media. Please subscribe to my channel. Got about good sort of 50 odd bikes on there now reviewed. Please feel free to post comments. I always like to reply to all your comments, and I'll say goodbye to you now, guys, and I'll catch you all again in a few weeks time with another new bike to review. This is Mark signing off. Take care, guys, all the best. Bye bye.